It ain't even gonna be close at 154.
So he'll rule 154.
Easy.
He would have fought and made it a fight, but Jaron is too much.
Guy is talented and has the skill level that Boots has. Anything can happen, but don't get it wrong. Bud has that skill level too. So
Terence Crawford has proven himself across 5 weight divisions, establishing himself as one of boxing's premier talents. He achieved what many thought impossible by moving up in weight to face Canelo Alvarez, defeating one of the sport's biggest stars and becoming a 3-time undisputed champion. Along the way, he has answered every critic, conquered every opponent, and cemented his status as one of the all-time greats in boxing.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab. He used his distance. He had poise in the ring. He wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
He has overcome every opponent in his path, including rising star Boots, sometimes called his mirror image, Jaron Ennis. This matchup is more than just a tough fight. It's a battle for legacy. It represents the most significant challenge to Crawford's dominance to date.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much.
Jaron Boots isn't just undefeated. He's a rising star and a formidable challenge in the ring, boasting a record of 34 wins, 30 of which came by knockout. He doesn't just win fights. He often ends them early, using a deadly mix of speed, power, and versatile switch hitting that makes him a truly unpredictable opponent.
He said, Shawn, what you think? I said, he's too much. He's just too much. When you got somebody who is just so intuitive in the ring, so intelligent in the ring, and then got the speed and the quickness, the agility, the power, clearly, the everything to back it up, it's like he's too much.
The difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
This isn't just local hype. Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill, familiar with the city's legends, has called Boots the next rising star in boxing. After Boots delivered an impressive first-round knockout, Meek sent a bold message to Terence Crawford, expressing his support for Boots and warning Crawford that he was about to witness the power and skill of the Philly standout.
Crazy that my TV paused as soon as he knocked him out. That was crazy as shit. But shout out to Boots. Boots the next legend to come up in this shit.
How does Crawford and Boots play out, Meek?
Crawford and Boots play out? I'm rocking with Boots, of course. I'm from Philly. Crawford, you already know you about to meet this Philly shit. It's all love, but you about to see what this Philly shit about. We real monsters. Let's get it.
This makes Jaron Ennis more than just a contender. He's a force of nature in the ring, impossible to ignore.
What we know?
I know everything.
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten me? You for Devanese and you for me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean? What I mean? Would you rank that in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, then. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked Evanesian.
Catch up.
Evanesian was way under.
You just said it don't matter. Catch up. I'm talking about before that.
He not about it. We already know he not about what he's talking about.
I'm not about what? I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
You said I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
Man, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Right, go ahead.
You dreaming, man. You talking in your dreams,
don't
man.
Want to fight. Yo, we asked for that fight plenty of times. Yo,
when? When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man,
you front.
You know it's
A person with first-hand experience against Crawford sees this matchup as especially dangerous. Shawn Porter understands the capabilities of both fighters. Porter, a former champion and elite competitor, was Porter's corner stepped in. Having witnessed Crawford's skill up close and also sparred with Jaron Ennis, Porter shared a revealing story on his podcast. He recounted a sparring session where Ennis landed a solid right hand, so clean and powerful that it made Porter stop and think, that was real. This wasn't just a light tap in training, it was a warning of what's coming.
You had one of them in eights and the other in sparring?
I don't know, because that dude hit me with a right hand in the sparring, and I was like, I was like, yo, that was real.
It's one of those things where...
Porter, who was known as a dominant force throughout his career, admits that stepping into the ring with Crawford was a different experience. He described Crawford as a true alpha in the ring, a fighter whose presence and skill could physically overwhelm even the toughest opponents.
I was an alpha male until I got in the ring with that dude.
It just,
that dude, like, it was like, the more he wasn't allowing me to do he wasn't, and it was like, damn, okay, well then shit, you know?
Porter's tone carries a serious warning. He sees the same level of threat in Jaron Boots Ennis, which is why he admits he doesn't know who would come out on top. He calls it an A-plus matchup, a modern-day clash that could stand alongside legendary fights like Hagler vs. Hearns or Leonard's classics.
Do you think would have happened the version of Ennis here in 25 that you sparred in Philly against the version of Crawford in 21 that you fought? What would that have looked like?
I truly don't know, because Terence is just...
Somebody getting stopped.
I don't know. This fight right here, if this fight were to happen this year, it will go down in history as one of the classic fights that go with the Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns, that go with the Ray Leonard and all of those guys.
What fight I always thought these two would resemble their own way was when James Toney would fight Mike McCallum.
Oh, wow.
And they would have... Go watch those fights. You will see the highest level of exchanges in box.
Don't.
Yeah. Counter. Like just
with speed and power.
I just think
creativity.
You just don't see that. That's what this would have been.
Yep.
100%.
A plus versus A.
That's A plus versus A. I like that.
Terrence just a little too much and will catch him. And buzz Boots. And I think that'll... I think Terrence stops him late.
It's such a special fight because you got two alpha males in the ring that are true alpha males. You know what I mean?
Porter's co-host offered an analogy that perfectly explains why this matchup is so compelling. He compared Jaron Ennis to the new generation of explosive superstars like Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, while Terence Crawford is on a different tier, an established legend akin to Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. This comparison perfectly illustrates the magnitude and excitement of the potential fight.
That would be like if Shawn fought Floyd Mayweather. Oh, I thought that was good.
I'd compare it to this. Jaron Ennis, Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis is Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Terence Crawford's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Perfect. A plus A.
And if you just look at the highlight reels, you might actually think Vince Carter is better. You might think Vince Carter is even better.
That's
Tracy.
That's
just like that.
He can't explain it even better.
Is Jaron Ennis simply the flashy, highly skilled rising star who dazzles with spectacular performances? Or is Terence Crawford the true GOAT, possessing elite fight IQ and the ability to overcome any challenge presented in the ring?
Boots versus Terence Crawford. What does that look like?
I don't know yet, cause we haven't seen Boots in against a guy that has touched him good enough to really test his chin. So we don't. That's the only thing we don't know about him yet. We don't know if he can take the real punch yet because we haven't seen it. But as far as the skill goes, he got everything. And that fight could be a very difficult fight because he has...
Rapper Meek Mill, who was ringside for Crawford's epic win over Canelo, backs the seasoned champion. He was amazed by Crawford's performance, noting that he wasn't intimidated by the larger opponent as many had expected. Meek predicts a Crawford victory, citing his proven ability to adjust to any challenger. He believes Crawford's strategic mastery presents a challenge that Jaron Ennis has yet to encounter.
Listen. Talk to me about them.
Boots is the guy.
How does that fight play out? The super fight, Crawford versus Boots.
I went to the Crawford fight
I was there
in Vegas. I'm not gonna hold you. He really surprised me. I'm talking about in a good way, like it was next level. You know, because everybody was talking about how homie was gonna be too big for him, too powerful. Canelo, how he was gonna be too overpower him, and it was none of that. Actually, he wasn't even that. He ain't even really that bigger than him.
He didn't break a sweat, right?
Yeah, none. Yeah. That was light work. He took him all the way out of his fight. Very impressive.
Crawford is a true ring general and master strategist. Promoter Eddie Hearn has called this potential matchup one of the most exciting fights in boxing. Meanwhile, Jaron Ennis is being seen as the next rising star aiming to challenge Crawford's dominance.
Feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much...
The potential matchup between Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford could be a 12-round classic. Of course, other obligations like facing Lemur need to be settled first, but this fight represents one of the ultimate crossover showdowns. Boots symbolizes the rising generation, the new guard, while Crawford is the seasoned veteran who has accomplished it all and continues to prove he's still at the top of his game.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, "Oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready." He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight.
Experts largely agree on one thing. Crawford has dominated multiple divisions and beaten legendary opponents, but Boots may be the only fighter with a combination of tools, speed, power, and ring IQ capable of challenging him. For many, this represents the ultimate test, a clash between the undisputed king and the young contender who could claim the mantle of this era's greatest. The potential matchup has ignited intense debate and anticipation across the boxing world.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
After his career-defining win over Canelo Alvarez, Crawford faced questions about the fight fans are most eager to see, a showdown with Jaron Boots Ennis. His response was immediate and dismissive.
What about the Terence Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, And if a fight happened, it happened. I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
16. According to rumors, Terence Crawford already holds the WBA 154-pound title, making him a champion in a division he claims he won't compete in. This isn't about dropping weight to return. It's about defending his belt against the recognized #1 contender, the fighter deemed his rightful challenger. His public refusal has sparked debate and divided opinion within the boxing community.
And it's just Lima. Who is this Lima guy though, bro? This is what Boots does though. Boots fights this level of opposition. He hasn't fought anyone that's like an A-tier fighter. But what he does is amazing. Like when he was southpaw, he come out and normally comes out, he's like a bit of a switch hitter. Normally starts in southpaw, Ennis, but he come out orthodox. Yeah. And that, I think that threw Lima off. But once he lays hands on you, it's mad.
It was impressive. So it was impressive to get him out of there. 2 knockdowns and then the ref jumped in.
You pulled me crazy, yeah. I sat there thinking, what?
I
feel like they should fight.
They were supposed to fight.
I know.
They were supposed to fight.
I feel like they should fight.
I don't. It's like, what's Bud? Why though? Why is Bud fighting that fight? Like, it's a generational fight that he doesn't need to fuck, bro.
There's another compelling perspective from Philly expert Gilly Doc Kidd. Like Meek Mill, Gilly backs his hometown star, Boots, but his analysis paints a challenging picture of the 154-pound division. While he admires Crawford and regards him as a boxing legend, Gilly is almost frighteningly confident in Boots' abilities. When asked about other top contenders, including the undefeated power puncher Virgil Ortiz, Gilly simply smiled, calling it easy money for Boots. He predicts that Boots will dominate the entire 154-pound class and believes he won't face a truly competitive fight until moving up to 168 pounds. This casts Crawford's refusal to face Boots in a new light. Perhaps it's not fear, but strategy. Crawford, the master tactician, may recognize the same reality.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
There's also a simpler, and perhaps more cynical, explanation. It's all about money rather than fear. Meek Mill laid it out clearly. When asked what Crawford's next move should be, Crawford's response was blunt: get the bag. He explained that if he were Crawford, he would pursue a rematch with Canelo Alvarez first, highlighting the central tension in boxing today: legacy versus financial gain. The Canelo rematch promises a guaranteed 9-figure payday, the biggest in the sport, whereas a fight with Boots represents a high-risk, low-reward scenario. Crawford doesn't seem motivated by the matchup. Many are counting on Boots to push for the fight, but it may never happen. Crawford appears focused on securing titles at 154 pounds and maximizing his earnings before taking on a young, hungry contender. Facing Boots would mean confronting a powerful, aggressive.
Said he wants 2 or 3 more fights. What fights do you think he should take?
Okay, one is the rematch. Okay. Then yeah, I mean, I would like to see Boots get a real shot. So yeah, why not? Did Crawford never fought Teofimo, right?
No, Teofimo's too light.
Too light, right?
Yeah, he's at 140 pounds. Crawford's at 168. He'll move down to 154, 160 to fight Boots.
Up there?
At 168?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of competition. The guy that just knocked out Berlanga, Hazma. Nobody really probably wants to see that. Everybody's calling for Boots. So, you know, the two skilled fighters, they both switch hitters.
And they counter punches.
Yeah, definitely, man. You have any, like, you lean towards anybody? Or you like
Crawford,
50-50?
man. Crawford, though, right? Because, I mean, he's showing the propensity to be able to adapt to any fighter. You know what I mean?
This is exactly why experts argue that this fight is essential. It's the last one left to make. It's the seasoned master facing the rising monster, the Jordan of his era going up against a McGrady who might even surpass him. Shawn Porter believes Boots is the only fighter with the alpha-level skills capable of truly challenging and breaking other elite competitors.
I myself in shooting it straight. So you do the same thing. And shooting it straight to the people, that's our job. That's our responsibility. I don't care who I'm friends with, not friends with, like, don't like. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not going to sway how I'm going to say something. So I'll start right there and say it. Boots Ennis is he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret. And a lot of people see it and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the full package. But yeah, he had the right guy in front of him.
Crawford is approaching the peak of a near-perfect career. He could follow the advice of Meek Mill and prioritize the money, taking a Canelo rematch, cashing in another huge payday, and potentially retiring, leaving Jaron Boots Ennis as the lingering what-if in his legacy. Alternatively, Crawford could follow the path of boxing legends, turn around, face the Philly powerhouse that everyone says he should avoid, and shut the door on the most serious threat to his reign. Meanwhile, other contenders like Virgil Ortiz, Baby Cub, Charlo, and Bakar remain in the mix, waiting for their opportunities. Crawford has defeated every opponent he's faced, building a flawless record, but the question remains: will he be remembered as the unbeatable champion who took on every challenger, or as the tactical genius who carefully chose which threats to face? That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future content. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for what's coming next.